Hello everybody, welcome to this 10-minute lightning talk about 3 ways to create a Microsoft Fabric data warehouse database project. So, short version of the agenda, super fast bio, and then 3 ways to deploy. First of all, this is me. Anybody that knows how to print screen in Windows can do so now to take a copy of my credentials. Otherwise, find a copy of the slides after this lightning talk. Anyway, let's go straight into 3 ways to creating a database project. So, first way is to download directly from Warehouse Editor in Fabric. To show you this, as you can see here, and I'll make this a bit bigger, I already have a pre-populated Microsoft Fabric data warehouse. So what I can actually do here is click up in the top. It says download SQL database project. Nice brand new option. So I can click on there and then click on download. It's then downloaded locally. And just to show it is downloaded locally, what I can do is actually in my downloads folder, I'm just going to extract the zip file that was created. Can you all see this text? Let me know if I need to make this command a bit bigger. This literally is a command in PowerShell to extract the zip file that was downloaded. So that's what I've just done. I'm then just going to go to the folder, which contains my extracted project. And just to show again, no smoke and mirrors, do a dir. You can see already it's got items already there. So what I can do, this might be an interesting command for those who aren't aware you can do this. Just type in Azure Data Studio space dot. That will open up Azure Data Studio in the context of the current folder that I'm in PowerShell. Let's get rid of these a minute. Nobody wants to see those. And then as you can see, again, no smoke and mirrors here, open straight away into that newly created database project. So that is the first way that you can do it. I've got 6 minutes left. I've got plenty of time. Second way is directly within Azure Data Studio. So, for example, here, I'll extract this out and I'm going to Control Plus. As you can see, I've already got some connections to Microsoft Fabric data warehouses in Azure Data Studio. Clearly, a big part of this and the last one is having Azure Data Studio installed. And I'll cover about SQL database projects extension in a minute. In fact, I will actually show that now because it's quite critical for this. So if I look at extensions, I have an extension installed, as you can see, called SQL Database Projects. Let's make that a bit smaller for everybody. With this extension installed, I can work with database projects, as you saw just now in Azure Data Studio. Anyway, going back to what I was showing you just now, I do have these connections to data warehouses. If I expand this one, you can see it's exactly the same data warehouse you saw in the Fabric GUI. I can right click from here, select create project from databases, or from database even. And then I get to fill out this nice graphical window. Now, one thing to bear in mind, the name of when you give the project a name, it will create a subfolder ultimately in the location that you specify. So you don't need to specify the full path as such, just the root location would be fine. So for example here, if I was to create, say, C:\repos, it would create a new subfolder for me called database project fabric DW dev with my project in. And here I've got various other settings I can do, like the popular schema object type. And as you can see, by default now, it uses the new STK style projects, which are really good because it means you get a smaller SQL project, which I'll show you in a bit. and something known as globbing as well. So that basically means you no longer have to specify the actual SQL files in the SQL proj file. You can just create the SQL files wherever you like in the folder. Anyway, I won't click create because I've already done it earlier, and this is the project. And because I have already set it up with source control, I've already been able to synchronize it with a repository that I've got created in Azure DevOps. Now, option number 3 is the .NET command. As I mentioned, there is a new way to create database projects called the STK style database project. I don't have a link to it to hand, but hopefully whoever's moderating may be able to quickly find it for you. If not, you can follow along with one of the links I'll share shortly. So this is quite an interesting new command. So all you have to do now, hopefully you can all see the text on the screen. I can easily make it bigger. Is go in the PowerShell. You can create it in your tool of choice as well. And issue the command .NET new SQL proj -tcp, that's target platform, and then specify the name of the project if you want to. And then specify the target platform, I should say, in this particular case. In this case, SQL DW Unified, which is the data warehouse SQL project format target platform for the data warehouse. So I run this. As you can see, it's been created successfully. And I can go and check on this by going to Azure Data Studio and using the dot command again to open the folder. So what I can do is go back to database projects. And again, as you can see, it's opened up. It's created the project for me. There is nothing in there because I didn't specify any files. I haven't imported any SQL files yet. But what I can do is go to manage. And as you can see already, if I click on change target platform here as well. As you can see at the top, the current target platform is the data warehouse in Microsoft Fabric. So it is using the correct target platform I specified. Now, either way of doing this does mean that you can potentially use this project then as part of your CI/CD deployments for data warehouses in Azure DevOps. Just bear in mind, there are some limitations on the auto table syntax at this moment in time. My personal advice for now is to only look to use CI/CD if you are updating only fusing your data warehouses or adding new tables. I do have a blog post about it. I've put it in the chat for you now. I also have a GitHub repository to go along with it as well. So you can look to download it and see how you can use your own database project with the pipeline I specified in that post. Anyway, that is my 10-minute talk on 3 different ways to create a database project. Thank you very much, everybody. I actually have outdone myself a bit. I still have a minute left in this session because I did a slightly shorter version because I started a minute late. So if anyone's got any questions, feel free to put those into the chat now or reach out to me using any of the credentials that you can see on the screen in front of you. And that is it. Thank you.